私に対してそのような口を。
黙れ。怪人さん、ほどほどにね。
顔はやばいよ、ボディだよ。
Wow, I did not expect that. But I'm so glad he did it. Hi everyone, I'm going to react to That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, episode 5, Hero King, Gazel Dwargo. It's been a while since I've seen the last episode of That Time. What happened? They went to the dwarf kingdom, village, city, either way. They found this dwarf person that was gonna help them build houses and clothes and stuff for his people. But before that, he had to help this guy make swords because they were asked to make some swords because of a war that's coming or a fight that's coming or something or other like that. And Rimuru, right? That's his name? Yes. Rimuru helped him with his abilities and stuff to make the swords. And I think that's where we were. Yeah. I have put out a poll with my hero coming to an end. I put out a poll for you guys to choose whether that time will come. That time should replace it or Spy Family, and that time won. So we're back to That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. So before we get into this episode, if you guys have a reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/feelingmini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go. Because they're gonna grow. All these people are gonna be part of his family, right? Gopta is here. I forgot the wolf. What was Rangan? I think that's his name. Rangan. Gopta. I don't know you. The two girls. Rimuru. I don't know you either. I don't know you either. And I don't know you either. I know the one at the end. What was his name again? That was the leader of the goblins. What was his name? Did I know nobody there? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yo, people, this episode. Okay. Let's start at the beginning. You had Rimuru and the dwarves in the pub. They were drinking, having fun, and then there was the one girl that was fortune teller, showed him his destiny, and the girl, I believe, in the ball, whatever, is also in the intro, if I remember correctly. So they showed him his destiny. Vesta shows up, starts making trouble, trying to basically he's thinking that Kaijin is just wasting time here when he has, was it 10 swords that he needed to make? I don't remember, but he's thinking he hasn't made it, so he's truly wasting time here. And the guy's like, I already made it and I already submitted it. Did you want to see the invoice? You know, he was surprised. And then he sees Rimuru there, and he was just like, a monster supposed to be in here or whatever. I didn't like this whole uppity attitude that he had, like talking down to Kaijin and his people and Rimuru, and then he gets a drink and then he poured it on Rimuru. Rimuru's like, I cannot, I need to calm down or I will mess things up for Kaijin and the others. But Kaijin just like punched him in the face. I was so happy with that. And then he was gonna go after him again. And Rimuru was like, not the face, the body. So he like punched him and let him out. And they get arrested for it. And my thing is, why did they arrest all of them? Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably because they, like at the trial, it's explained at the trial, when that guy that's supposed to be speaking for them just basically told them that they, Vesta was just minding his own business and all of them basically attacked him, you know. So that's probably why they arrested all of them. Because I'm like, it was just Kaijin that punched him. So why are they arresting everybody else? You know? I always find it funny when they show Rimuru all arrested and everything with the things around him. Like, if he wanted, he would have gotten out of that. That thing is not gonna stop him if he wanted to escape. But he's still there, like playing along, you know. And was he when they were in the jail or before that? And he asked Rimuru if he would be okay with just him coming to the Goblin Village with him, you know, because he felt like at first he was like, we're probably just gonna pay a fine, and I'm like, somehow I don't think that's just gonna be it. And I feel like he was thinking as well that he might be exiled, so that's why he was basically asking Rimuru if he will be okay with them. But then the others were like, we're gonna go follow him, and Rimuru was asking him, okay, why is this guy, I feel like he's after you for some reason. And he went into the backstory about how he used to be captain of one of the armies of the king, and basically Vesta was sort of like a second in command, and he came from a rich family, but came from a poor family. So basically that in itself was something that was grating on him. He didn't like that, and he was conducting this experiment about this magical soldier thingy, mechanical magical soldier thingy that he made, but the thing exploded, and then he put all the blame on Kaijin, made even false statements and everything, and then at the result of that, Kaijin accepted the responsibility and just left the army, you know. And he's saying all of these things, and then he's like, but then again, at the core of it, he's a good person because he takes his job seriously. And I'm like, if you're a good person, you're not gonna put the blame. You're not gonna put the guilt on somebody else for something that you did. You know, you don't put another person in trouble, in jeopardy, in danger. Either way, you don't shift the blame on other people and just keep your hands clean out of it. Like, a good person doesn't do that, you know. And even with this trial, they go to the trial and they're like, okay, when the king arrives, and then Rimuru was saying something about how at a trial you're not supposed to be speaking unless the king tells you to speak, and then you have someone that's speaking for you, and the person speaking for them is someone that was bought by Vesta, and he came up with this story that made the situation even worse. And now they were gonna be like the judgment that the judge himself had said was that they were gonna serve Kaijin was gonna serve 20 years in the mines, in manual labor in the mines, and the others 10 years. And I'm like, the king is just there looking at them, and I'm like, so a good person is gonna sentence you to 20 years of manual labor for something that is not, yes, he punched him, but it wasn't to that gravity, and then you come here and then you lie against him, and now he was gonna serve 20 years manual labor. Like, for real, that's not a good person to me. And I thought that Rimuru was gonna speak up about it, but then the king himself spoke up, and he's like talking to Kaijin directly, like it's been a long time since he's seen him. Clearly, you could tell that the king appreciated Kaijin, because he basically asked him if he wanted to come back and work for him. But because Kaijin had already made this agreement with Rimuru, he's a man of his word. He can't go back on his word. So he basically told the king that. And the king just basically granted his request, which is to exile him. By exiling him, he can go with Rimuru into whatever he wanted with Rimuru, you know. And I'm like, this king is a good king, you know? And I could tell the way he was looking at Kaijin and everything, and when he asked him if he wanted to come back, that he knew the kind of person that Kaijin was, and he knew that he wouldn't be able. Well, these things that they were accusing him of is probably false, and the fact that he also knew about the fact that when the thing exploded, it wasn't Kaijin's fault, and he was waiting for Vesta to fess up, and he didn't until he even, in this particular case, he lied against Kaijin again. That just basically tells him, I cannot trust you, you know? And he basically was like, don't show up in front of me anymore. And he just like, no. Or like the king was like, I just lost a loyal servant. And he was he's thinking about Kaijin. But no, the king's like, no. And he just kept looking at him. And when he finally dawned on him that it was him that he was talking about, and then he started crying. I'm like his tears did nothing for me. It did nothing for me. You may be envious of other people, but that doesn't give you the right to mess up their lives. Okay? And he did that. So I don't feel bad for him when the king is like, I don't want to see you anymore. And then he thanked him for his service, because he actually did help the king a whole bunch of ways that we haven't seen. And based on what Kaijin said, yes, he does do right by the king. He takes, like, even this episode when he was like, he admired the king ever since he was a little kid, and he just wanted to be of use to him and whatnot. Clearly, he does whatever the king wants him to do. He's always in support of the king and everything. You can still be in support of the king and not mess up other people's lives. So I'm like, whatever. You're gone. And he's gone. So I'm like, bye. Gopta was sleeping all the way through. And when they were in the prison, and he woke up, and Rimuru just tied his mouth back up because he was just like screaming. It's like, we're gonna come back for you. So when they were leaving, I'm like, I hope you remember. He went back for Gupta. Oh, I feel like they did. So yeah, and then the king summoned somebody and told him to keep an eye on Rimuru, because he said that Rimuru was that he can't believe that such a monster is free or something or other like that. At first I thought of it in the sense of he's been freed from prison, but I don't think that's what it was. I think he's basically saying that this monster, this true beast, being able to roam free might be a danger or whatever, and that's why he needs to keep an eye on him or something. Because I don't think the king is a bad person, and I feel like the fact that Rimuru was able to create this potion that was sort of like a 99.9% complete, basically, that he was this amazing monster or whatever, and then we're just gonna let him go into the wild, and we won't know what he's will be doing, like what his activities and stuff. And that's why he's sending this person to keep an eye on him. You know, when he was telling Vesta that because of his actions they've lost basically an ally in Rimuru, I'm like, no, Rimuru is not that kind of person. He's not gonna if he wants to make an alliance with you, it's gonna be based on the kind of person you are, what you can bring to the table, and all of that. It's not gonna be because this guy, lied against Kaijin and everything, and then he's gonna cut ties with the king. It's not gonna work like that. I don't know, for some I already said that I feel like the king is a good person, but then there was also a part of me when he sent that dude after Rimuru to keep an eye on him and whatnot, that I'm thinking, okay, are you also on the up and up? Like, do you have a dark side? you know, there was also Power Mate that was taking that, so I guess we'll see how everything plays out. But yeah, I love this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/feelme, and you can also see the full length for this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, that's Bungo. I thought I was singing the intro for that time, but no. Bungo Stray Dogs. Oh well.